7:35, now here's Brian.
All right, Al, thanks. For 38 years now, all of us who've been a part of Today have recognized our indebtedness to a man named Sylvester Pat Weaver. Back in 1952, the Today program was Pat Weaver's idea. Today correspondent Heidi Schulman went to see Weaver at his home in Palm Springs and found the father of morning TV still has some strong ideas about his most noteworthy creation.
I wanted the show to let the American public get up in the morning, go through their usual shaving, showering, get to work on time, have a good breakfast and all that, but leave the home knowing what's new, what's memorable, what happened.
We're going to try very much to put you more closely in touch with the world we live in.
They called it Weaver's Folly when Dave Garroway launched Today almost 38 years ago. Weaver's notion was to give viewers what they needed for the day. The news, the wind is blowing, the weather, some culture, a good story to tell on the morning train. And through the succession of hosts, he thinks that definition of morning television has held up pretty well.
I thought the show, by and large, through the decades, has worked very, very well. Very, very well.
If he has a small complaint about today's morning TV, it's too many celebrities.
You move away from brains into something else when you go to nothing but celebrities. And I was all in favor of more brains, more real-world reportage.
Do you watch television?
I watch some, not much. I see the news, all three.
What do you think of television today?
Well, I think it's lost a great deal of the potential that was so obvious at the beginning. That this, for the first time in the whole world, people would be able to be anywhere in the world that a group of people gathered to watch something of interest, and they could join them as well. And I envisioned an enrichment policy that we had in NBC on a regular basis, where we would attempt to enrich the public as well as enlighten them, as well as inspire them, and inform them, and entertain them. I have a feeling that the managements really simply do not have the same do-good attitude that the great publishers had and that I was copying.
But what do you think we're going to be watching in the 90s? Are we going to be watching something new in the 90s?
The end of privilege, one of my speeches, means that all people will be able to go to La Scala in Milan. All people will go to Bolshoi Ballet. All people will see the great shows from Covent Garden and the Broadway Theater and so on.
Because they'll see it on television?
Because it'll be on television. It'll be on television in one of a variety of forms, but between advertising-supported television and cable and pay cable, pay-as-you-view.
Is that a hope or a prediction?
Prediction.
And how does the Today Show continue to fit into all of that?
It'll go on forever.
Weaver first made that prediction the day Today went on the air.
Here it is, January 14th, 1952.
And though he recalls the first reviews were pretty lousy, we are here this morning because Pat Weaver knew better.
There are so many things people need to know when they get up in the morning. There's so many things they ought to know. There's so many things that are fun to know, and we do that. There are all kinds of reasons why a morning show is an absolute must that will be one of the glories of the medium forever.
One of the finer things Pat Weaver did was hire one Hugh Downs back in 61, 62.
I started in 62, yeah. And I've had to do with every one of Pat Weaver's ideas. I was on the Today Show, on Home, on Tonight, on Radio Monitor, and the concept of specials, which he put in, because I've done some specials. So I wound up touching every one of his ideas. He was ahead of his time, because when he said, people said, "You're nuts. Nobody's going to want to tune in news at breakfast time in the morning." He says they don't know whether they want to get the news then until they've been exposed to it. Yeah. And he was right. He helped create the thirst for it.
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit. Thanks, Hugh. And a little bit of tidbit to take to work with you. Yes, his daughter is Sigourney Weaver. 7:40. We're back in a moment right after this.
This morning, I was following a Sears service truck when it dawned on me. I see Sears trucks all the time. It also dawned on me that I hardly ever see a service truck from those so-called superstores. So before you make that next big buying decision, ask yourself what kind of service you'll get 5 years from now, or if they'll even be around to answer the phone. That's one of the big reasons I feel better when I buy a major appliance or electronics from Sears. And that's what they mean by your money's worth and a whole lot more.